just want to know more about you as a person because
Oh, okay.
I haven't.
All
This is
right.
my first time like, tuning into your life, and I don't know anything about you.
Okay. Well, let's
So
begin. Let's begin. Okay. So
I'm
it
gonna
all
drop down
started.
so it won't be so loud. Yeah.
What'd you say? It all started in 1989. I was born in a city often known as a very racist city called Butler, Georgia. Okay. My mother and father got a divorce when I was somewhere around 3 years old. A little bit later, maybe a little bit earlier. I don't know exactly. But I was conceived in Germany. My father was in the Air Force. Conceived in Germany. Was born in Georgia on Air Force Base. My mother was a big advocate for academics, not so much on athletics. So I played a little basketball and I ran track, but I was JV. I wasn't D1, nowhere near it, nigga. I was probably Z1. You understand what I'm saying? Thank you, Donna Licious. And for you Negroes better not be in here cutting up. I know you Negroes ain't in here cutting up. I'll deal with you Negroes later. Go, keep going. Okay. So when I was in school, my primary focus was academics. Straight A student from kindergarten all the way to high school. I had a very small class from a very small country town. You can look it up. Most of the people I graduated high school with were the same people I started kindergarten with. So we literally grew up together in every sense of the word, right? So I was the only black, male or female. I was the only black honor graduate in my class. For the most part, growing up, most of my classmates were white. All the Negro kids were in the stupid classes. After I graduated high school, you know, everybody was like, go to college, go to college, go to college. So I was like, okay, I'm going to college. And I graduated 07, so that was around the time where Barack Obama was running for office, right? So I thought it would be fitting for me to go to a HBCU. It was only a few minutes away from my hometown, so I went to Fort Valley State University. I wish I would have went to a white school. I wish I would have went to another school because, in my opinion, HBCUs just aren't the best universities for people, in my opinion. So college didn't fucking work out. I cared more about partying than I cared about going to class. And so I dropped out of college in '08, started living with my homeboy and his grandmother. And we was gambling, playing Tonk. I don't know if you guys know what Tonk is. Anybody here know what Tonk is? It's a card game. Playing Tonk, blackjack, spades, shooting pool. I never shot dice, but I was a big time pool hustler and card player, gambling. But it hit me that I can't do this shit for the next 20 years. I can't gamble and shoot pool for the next 20 years. So I needed something more. There's no admins. Let them do what they got to do. It don't matter. You know how Negroes are. So I said to myself, this isn't sustainable. We need something more sustainable. I can't be a card player and a pool hustler for the rest of my life. So I decided to join the Army. My father, Air Force, grandfather, Army, three of my uncles, two Army, one Marines. So going to the military was a big part of my family tradition. So I went to the mall, talked to the recruiter. 2 months later, I was on my way to fucking Fort Jackson, South Carolina for basic training. Joined the military 2009. Stayed in that motherfucker till 2017. In between 2009 2017, I was in Georgia, South Carolina, Arizona, Kuwait, Korea. And I think that's it. After I got out the military, I was on that Hotep spiritual shit. Dr. Umar, Young Pharaoh, Brother Polite, Phil Valentine, you name it. I was on that black is good, white is bad shit. You understand what I'm saying? Then eventually Nature Boy popped up, and what made Nature Boy stand out amongst the other people that I was watching was the fact that Nature Boy ass left. That's one thing that separated him from the other people I was watching. They talking shit about America but won't leave. I'm like, nigga, leave. If it's that serious, just like the Negroes today. If America is so bad, why won't you fuckers go to another one of the 150 something countries in the world? It's because you don't have nowhere to go. It's because you don't have nowhere to go. And nobody wants you. It's kind of like your mother and father. So Negroes are in a very interesting position. They are not wanted in America, and they're not wanted anywhere else in the world. So because they don't have nowhere to go, they just complain about their circumstances rather than do anything about it. And so I joined Carbonation in 2018. You know, we was in fucking Mexico, California, Las Vegas, Hawaii, Panama, Puerto Rico. You know, we was all over the place. And then I left Carbonation 2022, September to be exact. Testified in 2024. Nature Boy was convicted in 2024, and it's been almost 3 years since I left Carbonation. It's been a little over 1 year since he was convicted. Why y'all was dancing in the rain? I wasn't out there. You didn't see me dancing in the rain. Motherfucker on the prairie talking shit. Okay, bye, Negro. Oh, you can stay Negro, but you just can't talk no more. You guys are like mosquitoes. You think he deserves life? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. What's up, P-Bank?
Are a lot of the sexual things that we heard true regarding Nature Boy? Like one of the things
I don't want to talk about that because I don't want to commodify. I want to respect the victims, you know. That's why I don't talk about it. When Nature Boy got arrested, something happened that hadn't happened in the 4 years that I was there. And that was he didn't have 100% access to me, meaning that Nature Boy's communication line to me and other cult members at that time was disrupted. And I don't know if you guys ever been by yourself. Thank you, Actchuess. But when you're by yourself and you don't have anybody else in your ear, you're forced to insert those spaces with your own thoughts. And so the more I sat with myself, the more I had room to think for myself. And I began to analyze him in a way that I hadn't done before. Like I said, and like you can see in the video where Nature Boy is arrested when the house gets raided, I don't have a 50%. I don't have a middle ground. I'm either all the way 100% committed or I'm not doing it at all. And so prior to Nature Boy getting arrested, I was basically a blind follower. I was basically executing orders like I knew how to do from the military, right? But because he wasn't talking all the time and because we weren't just listening to him, I had to think for myself, and I began analyzing some of his decisions. Like the lawyer was 30 grand at one point. This nigga Nature Boy is buying flowers for Malia like we got disposable income, like we got money to throw away. Not only that, this man is on the phone from 8 o'clock a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. And then again from 5 o'clock p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. And he's not talking about shit. This nigga's talking about how the earth is a rock in deep space. I'm like, nigga, we need to save this money. We need to use these calls strategically, because you're just wasting money having motherfuckers talk about astrology charts. That's stupid. We need to save all of our money to address the main issue at hand, and that's getting you out of jail. But I realized in that moment that this nigga doesn't give a fuck about his own life. And so why should I? And then I came to the conclusion that Malia, Aya, Zoka, and Ephru are grown-ass motherfucking women. They're not kids, and they're not my responsibility. Last time I checked, this nigga said that these were his wives. So, nigga, here you go. Here go your fucking wives back, nigga. Feed these bitches. I'm sorry, excuse me. Feed them, clothe them, and shelter them. Since these are your wives, that means that they are your responsibility. So once I relinquished responsibility for the women and Nature Boy, I was free to go. I was free to go. I was free to go. You not free. Free is at a cost. Okay, Negro. Sit down in the classroom like your teacher used to tell you to do. Shut the hell up before I call the principal's office. Thank you, Mimi Love.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, why? I told dudes that I don't like dudes. I hate today's men. I don't care about your opinion. I don't care about your existence. But they're still in here trying to tell me how they feel. It's weird. Hey, Seychelles.
Oh, how you doing? I was excuse my baby, real quick. I noticed you mentioned you were in the military. I was too. I was in the Navy. So, thank you
Navy
for
don't count. Navy don't count.
serving. You know what? That's another topic for another day. But
Navy
real
don't
quick,
count. Air Force don't count. Navy and Air Force don't count as the military.
Air Force don't count, but Navy do. I mean, you can't sit on the water with us. But hey, real quick. Mentally, how were you able to overcome what you've been through going, the 4 years you mentioned? How were you able to overcome that? Especially being in the Army. I mean, mentally, how was you able to get through that? And you could answer and drop me in the comments.
Would you want me to drop you first or answer first?
You could drop me. Yeah.
Okay.
You could drop me.
Okay. Yeah. Excellent question. Phenomenal question. Right. So one, this is not the first difficult situation I've ever faced in my life. I would say that probably the first and one of the most difficult situations I've ever had to deal with in my life is watching my mother die in front of me. I watched her die. She had a brain aneurysm out of nowhere in church during the Christmas season. I think it was the last Sunday before the Christmas holiday season was to begin. She just fucking died out of nowhere. She was only 42 years old, I believe. And so that was a very devastating situation for me. I made it through that. And for those of you who have been in the military, you know that basic training is a very challenging experience as well. So carbonation was just another event in a series of difficult events that I've faced. And so because I've been in difficult situations before, I knew what to do. What I needed to do was first I needed to get away from everybody so that I could hear myself for a change. And once I got with myself, I began to put the pieces together. I began doing my research and focusing on the things I need to focus on. And I watched a lot of other people who had been in cults, listened to their story. And lastly, I don't care what people think about me, like not even a little bit. And so the reservations of not doing certain things and not saying certain things just wasn't present. And I think that I remember the second question from the previous caller. She wanted to know what made me testify. And for those, and I have to address the Negroes, of course, because you guys are dumb as hell. A lot of Negroes think that I testified because I was given a deal, some type of immunity. You Negroes watch too many crime movies. You watch too much First 48. I could have easily not contacted the DeKalb County justice system at all. I could have just moved away. I could have not said anything, and they wouldn't have been able to find me if I didn't want them to. I could have left the country, and there was nothing they could have did. I chose voluntarily to give my testimony because I seen, I will say her name. I didn't want Janae to go on that stand by herself and me sit back as a fucking spectator like I don't know what she's saying is true. I felt like it for me in my own self, I felt like that would have been a major letdown to watch her go up there and face this on her own as if I don't know anything or have any type of credibility in the situation. So that's why I went. I could have easily moved to another state, another country, and DeKalb County couldn't have done shit about it. I voluntarily testified because unlike these bitch ass motherfuckers on even the people who, there's some people who some hoes, you'll do an interview on YouTube telling your story, but telling your story never meant more than in that courtroom. So you were holding me automatically off top because when it was time to show up, you was nowhere to be found. But when somebody's doing a YouTube interview, your ass is all available now. You a hoe. And the people who are supporting Nature Boy, you a hoe too, because you didn't show up in the courtroom. You show up on people's panels, you show up on live, but you a hoe. If you really felt that strongly about Nature Boy, you would have defended him. But you don't give a fuck.
You don't get to fucking act like you don't talk to men.
Yeah, like I was talking to him directly. He took that personal. Like I said his name. You want to talk to me that bad? This is why I don't talk to y'all. Literally right here, why I don't talk to y'all.
Alright, so did you participate in any sexual activities?
And this is why Negroes are at the bottom of the barrel. That's why the world doesn't respect Negroes. You just keep giving them food stamps. Just keep giving them their tax return. You understand what I'm saying? Just, it's no point. It's no point to even tolerate Negroes.
Hey, Aaron. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. My question is, I heard you mention that you had your father and some uncles and stuff. So, did they help you or support you, or what feedback did you have from them? Them knowing, loving you, you know what I'm saying, caring about you, and knowing that you went through this experience. Was that family support?
No. No, I pretty much figured that shit out on my own. My grandmother, as soon as I came home, I got home the first night I left Carbonation. It was like 12 o'clock midnight. I knocked on the door. She looked at me. She opens the door, and I go back to the same room that I had when I was a little kid. So my grandmother supported me in that way, but I paid for my own food and my own gas and shit like that. But my uncles, one of my uncles is dead. My other uncle, he's in fucking jail. And my other uncle's, I'm sorry, Unc, but you a fucking drunk. He's a fucking drunk. He can't tell me shit. So all three of my uncles were really of no use to me. And my father, he just let me figure shit out. Like that's me and my father's relationship. He let me figure shit out. And that's what I had to do.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Yeah, my family is kind of all women. We don't really have men in our family, so I'd be just kind of curious to know, like, the male story. I'm interested in how men navigate the world, our black men. So thank you for
Oh
sharing for
no,
that.
wait, no, I'm not. We're not the same. It's Negroes out here who navigate the world in a cloud of weed smoke. Don't be grouping all black men together. We're different, right? Okay, you have you have Negroes, and then you have black men. Okay, Negroes can't navigate the world. That's why they're still in the projects. That's why they can't talk to anybody but other Negroes, and that's why they only listen to rap music and watch Negro movies. What's up, Shakes? So yeah, I don't navigate the world like these Negroes. I don't even know why they mad at me. I told y'all I don't talk to dudes. Like, I don't understand why are y'all mad that I don't talk to dudes? What does it matter what he partook in? He a victim and sharing his experience. Why people ask crazy questions? Because they're Negroes. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, y'all gotta understand. Negroes are not smart people. Sir, you don't get to be as weak as you were to act like you can't even type full sentences. Y'all are so, like, Negroes are so emotional they can't even complete thoughts. Are smarter than other men. I never said I was smarter than other men. I just said that there's different classes. You have Negroes and you have black men. We're not the same. That's all I'm saying is they not like us. That's all I'm saying. That's literally all I'm saying. I never said I'm smarter than anybody. Thank you, Aunt Easy. Never said that. You are the definition of a Negro. You destroyed your entire life being a follower. Now you are judging. Okay. I beg to differ. I don't think I destroyed my entire life. I'm very educated and your definition of a Negro is inaccurate. Do you go around correcting everybody? That's your pastime? Magic Tarot, you're a dude. I know you're a dude. I know you're a dude. So because you want to be white, you think you better. I'm not wanting to be white. My grandfather's white. Sorry. You followed a man that's serving life sentence. In addition, you gave him all your money. I didn't give him all my money. I still got some. How you think I got this microphone? So you're a swirl. You're not the full thing. Oh, I'm not. No, I'm a swirl. Whatever that means. I'm definitely not all black. I couldn't bear this one dummy who was follow Nature Boy and want us to think he better than us. No, I just want to separate myself from y'all. It's not that I think I'm better than y'all. I just don't want to be around y'all like the rest of the world. That's it. Like, I don't. It's okay, guys. I'm not saying you guys are not smart. I'm not saying I'm better than you guys. I just don't want to be around y'all. That's it. Well, get the fuck off the app, dummy. Oh, damn, I can't be on the app? But the thing is, you could never be better than us. Half of us don't follow people. Okay, I don't want to be better than y'all. I just don't want to be around y'all. Is that okay? Is that okay, guys? Is that okay? Is that okay? Can I not be around y'all? And all these dudes coming up here. Why? I don't. Okay, y'all force. Okay, y'all just gonna make it. Now I want y'all to see. Watch how these dudes act. Right, watch them now. Watch them now. Watch them now. Watch them now. Watch them. Watch them. Watch them. Watch them. Watch them now. Watch them. Watch them. Watch them now. Watch them. Watch them. Watch them. Watch them. Watch them. He didn't say nothing. Well, these shorts are great. I don't like the Negro shorts. They're too long.
Yeah, man. I mean, I actually don't have any problem with you. I just, I was just kind of taken back.
Why y'all think I care? What is this, a confessional? I don't care. Like, what part of I don't care about your feelings? Like, it don't matter. But they relentless. Like, I can imagine if y'all like this towards me, I know y'all don't take no from a female. I know y'all don't take no from a female.
I actually just want to say, man, I'm laughing because it's funny. You know what I mean? How he don't care about what the fuck y'all talking about. I'm in the comments laughing. It's funny to me. There's nothing you can say to get this dude out of his body. But yeah, y'all still gonna try. I actually respect his decision that he made to get the fuck away from that retarded dude. That's it, and that's all. I respect it. You know what I'm saying? It's funny to me. And I respect him for this decision to get away from that retarded dude, Nature Boy. I respect it. Point blank, period. Though. Keep doing your thing, man. I'm laughing.
Thank you. Damn. Thank you. God damn. Come on, man. These dudes mad because they daddy didn't come pick them up, man. He's not coming.
Hey, I got a question. It's not a troll question. It's just a real question. I just wanted to know what made you have like a change of mind. Like what was the wake up moment for you that caused you to like break away from MB?
Okay, so when he got arrested, it afforded me an opportunity to think for myself and really analyze his decision making.
I know that men rarely say the reasons why or what was the trauma that they had or that was in them that causes to go with these things that the enemy tricks us into doing because of it starts with the brokenness that we have. It starts early. So like when you said with the white people or the hotep type of thing, right? Was it because you experienced racism as well, or you became enraged about, because it's real, that rage is real. And I had watched a clip where Maya Angelou said instead of her becoming enraged, she channeled that rage and became an activist. So for you, were you channeling that rage and putting it into that movement, something like that instead, or like how did that go?
I don't think it was rage. I think that I got tired of all the solutions that I've heard from Black people in my family, in history, and online. And it's like I always heard Black people complaining. I rarely heard Black people taking responsibility. And what separated Nature Boy from other, spiritual teachers or people who presented themselves as spiritual teachers at that time was the fact that he was willing to leave. Dr. Umar was talking shit, but still in Philadelphia. Young Pharaoh talking shit, still in New York. Brother Polite talking shit, still in New York. All of these motherfuckers, I'm like, bro, if this shit is so bad, why won't y'all niggas leave? And so Nature Boy leaving, I was like, boom, that's what we need to do. And I really thought at the time that leaving was the answer, because I seen the protests and the riots. That shit don't work. And also, I wasn't joining a group of Africans. I wasn't joining a group of people from the Caribbeans. The additional layer of appeal that Carbonation provided was the fact that it was a bunch of Americans. It was a bunch of American Black people, which reduced the element of foreignness. It was basically like I'm joining a group of people who come from the same background I come from and who are on the same mission that I'm on. So those additional factors were part of the reason why I ended up going, but it was not rage based at all.
Okay. All right. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. No, thank you for coming up and adding value, Jenny. And this is why I don't talk to dudes. Because women come up here, they're respectful, they're polite, and they're asking intellectually engaging conversations. These niggas want to come up here and be emotional and talk about dick. That sounds like a self-esteem issue, not talking to dudes. I literally just explained. If you can't tell the difference between the behavior of the dudes who come up here and the women who come up here, because you're a Negro.
Do you let Nature Boy nut in your pussy? Nature Boy fuck you in your ass, boy.
I told you they love dick. I told you these dudes love dick. That's all they think about.
Well, true. I just really just got this question because there was a rumor back in the day.
They keep coming up here expressing their feelings. Like I told you, it don't matter. Like what make you? You must be Roman Catholic. And dude started the conversation off with the code name, which means he's still stuck back there. He can't even move forward with the time.
Okay, I have another question.
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
you still talk to anybody from Carbonation?
No,
You
ma'am.
don't keep it constantly. Okay.
That's a common question that I get asked, but it's an understandable question, but
Okay.
I don't.
Oh, good. Okay.
Good night,
Okay.
Maggie.
Do they try to reach out to you? Do you know? Well,
No, ma'am.
got it.
I don't count my wife as being. I don't count her in the equation. What is carbonation? Shit, depends on who you ask, Meek. I just brought you up here just to drop you. I told you, like you dudes. I know you because you dudes don't take no online. I know you don't take no for an answer in real life. End up like Nature Boy if you want to. When people tell you no, leave them alone. You acting like a bully, bro. You acting like a bully, dog. And people don't respect bullies, bro. Bye, Maggie. No, men can ask questions, but they can ask questions in the comment section.
Okay, so you stated that you chose that group because they decided to actually leave the United States since they had a problem with it, right? With America. Nothing clicked off when you moved back to Atlanta and moved into the suburbs, and you know it didn't resonate then that Nature Boy really had no issues with America, especially with him dealing with social media all the time. Him starting to come on different platforms and intermingle with different women, going on dates, things like that. Like, it didn't resonate with you then that he really wasn't who he actually said or portrayed to be who he was?
No, because those situations were supposed to be temporary. If you remember, we got deported from Mexico. No, sorry. We got deported. He got deported. Where did he get deported from? Nicaragua. We got deported from Nicaragua. Me, Nature Boy, and one other guy who y'all probably don't even remember. I forgot his damn. Agave was his name. He was there briefly. We got deported from Nicaragua, and we came all the way back to South Carolina in Atlanta for the first time, but we left and came back to the tropics. We got deported from Hawaii, left, came back to the tropics. So when we came back to Atlanta, it was supposed to be a temporary. When we came back to Atlanta, it was supposed to be a temporary thing, not a permanent thing.
Okay.
So I never viewed Atlanta as our final resting place, more like a temporary destination for us to ultimately go back to Mexico, Costa Rica, or wherever we wanted to go at that time.
Hey, True, you was his #1 recruiter. What would you tell the woman that you tried to manipulate to come?
I told you, these dudes crazy. These dudes crazy, bro. These dudes is wild. Would you still like to live in the tropics? Hell no, I like Georgia. I love Georgia. I love Georgia, bro. Would you the US again? What you mean, would you the US again? Would you lead the US again? I mean, I don't completely block it out of my mind because I like to remain international. But right now, I'm perfectly fine with Georgia. I like Georgia.
So, what are the lessons learned today?
Same lesson my mother tried to teach me: don't associate with Negroes. Also, what other people got to say about you, it really says nothing about your character, but it reveals who they are as a person. Three, a lot of people are extremely emotionally invested in carbonation, more than I am. People actually hate me like they hate some undesirable character on a TV show on Netflix. Just to name a few.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, Savage Royalty?
Right.
I love your channel,
Okay,
by
well,
the
thank
way.
you.
I love your channel, by the way. And it does. It's really peaceful out here in the country in Georgia, man. Y'all get y'all some, man. Y'all get you some.
Hello, Aaron.
Hey, D-Ball.
I
What's up?
didn't know you had a what's going on? Did you have a wife? I don't know if I mixed you up with someone else. A wife on in the carbonation, or is that someone else who had
No,
like a wife or like?
We're still married.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, good. You said kids with an S.
Peace, brother.
What's up, man?
And I was just seeing the flyer you had. I was trying to see, did he really pass away or that's just a rumor?
Oh yeah, he dead.
Or do you know the cause, or was it just
Helicopter crash. In my opinion, I'm not just saying this because that's my son and I'm his father, but he's a genius. Like he talks better than most grown Negro people I know. Like he's very intelligent, very polite, very well mannered, and he understands concepts, in my opinion, what are beyond his years. So
Okay. So the things that he was around and saw, did y'all have to talk to him about that? Like, you know, being that y'all are living the correct way now?
no, he was only 3 years old when we left. He was
Oh, so he was
he
still young.
was
Still
2.
young.
He was 2, about to turn 3. No, wait, no,
Oh, okay.
he was
Okay.
yes, he was 2, about to turn 3 because they left in April of 2022. He was born in 2019. So he was about to go on to his 3rd birthday. So we got him out of there. We got him out of there before any irreparable damage occurred.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for answering my questions and adding me up. I appreciate it. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that you finally woke up.
Yeah, me too. Thank you. See the clouds moving in, looking good. Will you introduce him to your past to educate him? I will have to. I will have to. This can't be something that gets swept under the rug. I have to explain to him about Negro people. I have to explain to him about hoes. I have to explain to him about project people and the ghettos. And because our situation was unique, I'm going to have to explain to him about cults too and what to be aware of. It's raining. Okay, make it count. We see you.
You just stated that you got your baby out of there before any interruptible damage was done.
You say that word again?
Why didn't you? No, I won't.
Bye
Why
bye.
did you?
You can't participate in the conversation if you don't understand the words that are being used. You got 3 seconds. Go. You got 3 seconds. Go.
Aaron.
Ma'am.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, good afternoon. Well, I was just
Yeah, it's good afternoon now. Yeah.
calling in to see is Malia still in the coast?
Unfortunately, yes.
I just wish she'd wake up. But that's all I wanted.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I can't wait for Malia to tell her story. I can't wait for Zoka to tell her story. I can't wait for Efaru to tell her story, man. I really can't. So you guys can really understand what's going on. Got 3 seconds. You got 3 seconds.
So
1,
can you talk about how
2, 3. Go beat your meat and go to sleep.
I just want to know, Aaron, what do you think is stopping them from leaving? Is it fear or is it like what is the reason you feel?
Man, it's a combination of things. All of those things you said. One, the emotional investment. I mean, you got to think these women are naked, getting abused in multiple ways, all online. So in their mind, they feel like everything they was and everything they could be outside of carbonation is destroyed because of the light that they've been put out in on the internet. In their mind, they feel like it's the world that's seeing them. But they have to get over the fact that people who are watching them, they don't matter. But me personally, I think that it's the emotional investment, the years and years and years of doing this, the years and years and years of being on the receiving end of nothing but Nature Boy. I think that that's what's keeping it. Because here's the thing, right? Nature Boy has to be the Messiah, right? He has to be. He better be the Messiah, right? Because guess what's on the alternative? If Nature Boy is not the Messiah, that means that you have been humiliated, embarrassed, and exploited for a number of years in the public eye. And that is a very, 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 very hard pill to swallow. So they have to keep telling themselves that this is the Messiah. They have to keep investing in the illusion because the alternative for some people is too great to bear. Too great to bear because it's like, for example, if you're a woman and you've been married to your husband for 10 years and then all of a sudden you find out he's cheating on you. But in the midst of that, you guys have cars together, you have houses together, you have bank accounts together, you have children together. Your whole identity is intertwined with this man. It's very difficult for anybody, man or woman, to just be like, I'm leaving because of that emotional investment. So you're looking at women who have invested their mind, body, and soul literally into carbonation. So this shit better fucking work. This shit better fucking work because that means I got to accept that I hurt my family for a number of years. I hurt my friends. I was sexually abused online, verbally abused online, and I defended my own abuser. That's hard. That's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard, man.
Yeah.
That's hard, bro. And you went hard for this dude, cussing people out, telling them they wrong, and now you gotta swallow all that shit. All that shit you were talking, you gotta put it in a bucket and you gotta eat it. Shit. Motherfucker can't, some people can't do that shit. Some people can't come back out here and say, man, first of all, fuck y'all. First of all, that's the first step. Fuck y'all. Second of all, I was wrong. You know, people scared. You know, in the Negro community, you have people gonna say you switching up, and they gonna say all they were. I think they're worried about letting go of that emotional investment, man. It's hard.
Well, I think the more that you I hope that the more you come out with your story, it encourages them, to see that there is another way and that they would be okay. But it's so hard to understand the concepts that they are. Well, they're brainwashed, but it's just so hard to understand and wrap my head around the perspective. That's all. So
Yeah.
it's just interesting. And thank you for being so brave to share your story and swallowing this hard pill. And it's very encouraging to see your growth.
Oh, appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Aaron.
Queen me, what's up?
What's up, brother? So I was gonna say, like, you remember back in the day he used to do Dr. Bishop when you guys were in the island? Did you used to like hate to see him coming? Like, how did you really feel about Dr. Bishop and all that pressure they put on you?
Wasn't Dr. Bishop.
No, I know, but when it was time for Dr. Bishop, he put you guys on the spot and put pressure on you and treated you like you were patient. You
Oh,
remember?
well, during that time, when you're a cult member, you have to understand that you constantly perceive yourself as being inferior. You constantly perceive yourself as being less than and not knowing. So the Dr. Bishop in our mind was basically a test to see how well we could withstand the pressures of being on camera. It's basically like trying to prove that you don't care what people think about you on the outside. So it didn't really matter because we viewed it as a test. And if and some of you don't know that based upon how well you were able to handle these tests determine your hierarchy in the group. And your hierarchy in the group afforded you certain opportunities and resources that other people didn't get. You understand what I'm saying? So it was basically a part of Nature Boy's game to create this system in which people's performance elevated them in the group. So it was a part of that was connected to the things you would see us doing online.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow, thanks for answering that. Um, like I want to ask, so like at the end when everyone left and it was just you as the man there.
Yeah.
Really, what was the relationship with the girls? Were they fighting with each other? Were they mean? Were they nice to each other?
I don't know
You know?
because I stayed away from them. Nature Boy is a very insecure Negro. Um, in his mind, because he has no reservations, he made assumptions that I was trying to get with Malia or some of his other wives, but I didn't give a fuck about them. I'm trying to figure out how are we gonna get your stupid ass out of jail. But I don't know. I stayed away from them. Like I didn't talk to them unless I absolutely had to. But they stayed upstairs and I stayed downstairs. So I don't know what the hell they was doing. That's there's angles to carbonation, right? You have my angle, you have, you know, other people's angle, but there's important angles that have yet to be revealed, and that's Malia's angle. That's well, not I don't know if Aya said anything, but Zoka's angle and Efru's angle. You understand what I'm saying? Those angles are necessary to paint the missing pieces of the picture that is carbonation as a whole. So they would have to tell you if they was fighting or not. I don't fucking know.
Right. Because I feel like the only way of them leaving with someone snapping because of them being together, or because if he would say, hey, I'm not God, I'm just the guy, you guys go live your life. I feel like, do you think like in 10 years they're still going to be following him type stuff?
I highly doubt that shit because by that time they will have surpassed the age of 25, and we know that after 25 most people's brains are fully developed by that time, by 25, and some people later, some people earlier. And a lot of the 20-year-old shit that they're on right now, it won't feel the same when they start creeping onto 30 and beyond. You understand what I'm saying? So I highly doubt that they'll be doing this 10 years from now, but I actually was certain that they would have left by now. I thought they would leave shortly after I left, given the fact that, I never left. I was considered the right-hand man, which is some bullshit. There is no right-hand man in a cult. But I was considered a commander and all this shit like that. I thought that if I left, it would make them question the entire thing. But you see that wasn't accurate. And what I've learned is that leaving a cult, just like leaving any abusive situation, any abusive relationship, is totally dependent upon the individual. So when Malia leaves, it's totally up to Malia. When Zoka leaves, it's totally up to her. When Efru leaves, it's totally up to her. It's an individual situation.
Cool. Back to you. It's a beautiful view. Like, do you go grounding out there? You take your shoes off?
I just call it going outside with your shoes off. I was doing that, like, like a Negroes will say, Nature Boy taught you that. Like, nigga, I'm from Georgia. I'm from rural Georgia, nigga. Like, we been doing no shoes on the ground. Like, niggas acting like that shit a new revelation. Like, No.
Like you're really fit, and I know you do like exercise, but like, do you ever do Tai Chi or like martial art
Yes.
type stuff?
Yes, I do, because that shit is fun. I've always been into Bruce Lee. I've always been into Jet Li, Jackie Chan, Michael Jai White, even the fictional movies, Undisputed. You know what I'm saying? I've always loved martial arts. One of my favorite
Shogun.
movies is The Last Dragon. Has so many good lessons in there. You know what I'm saying? Sho'nuff is
Shogun.
not even a
Show
show.
enough.
Sho'nuff is, in my mind, Sho'nuff is not even a real character. Sho'nuff is the humanization of Leroy's own personal doubt. That's how I look at The Last Dragon. Was Leroy's own self-doubt manifested in the form of a person called Sho'nuff. And so Leroy beat himself at the end of the movie. He beat his own self-doubt. And that's how he ended up getting the glow and becoming the master.
Oh, that's clever for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, how are the book sales going?
I don't know.
Momentum.
I stopped promoting it. I don't know. I stopped promoting the book. I stopped promoting the phone cases because I was spreading myself too thin. And so I focused on health and more specifically weight loss because it's a huge market for it. And health is something
Sure.
that will never get old.